Hello,
Mm.
everyone. Welcome to season 2 of Know Your Fur. We have with me Wolf, or Direcast, and he was the first person I interviewed back in season 1. Today, we're going to get to know me, and he's going to be asking me the questions. So, whenever you're ready, do what you want to do.
So, what uh, what made you decide to be an Umbreon?
Well, I started off as an Umbreon because I love Pokemon, right? And Eevee is my favorite Pokemon, and Umbreon is my favorite evolution. And during the development of the lore for my character Pipp, um, the VR chat is where they live. This is their realm of existence. And because they got here, they're capable of being a whatever they want. So that's why I change avatars a lot. But the reason why I chose Umbreon initially is because Umbreon is my favorite evolution out of the evolutions.
Okay, if you weren't an Umbreon, what do you think you might have been?
Oh Lord. Honestly, either a bunny or a fox. Those would have been
When
my top two, and an otter being my third.
why a fox?
Um, when I was a kid, um, I was in love with Robin Hood, um, and then Fantastic Mr. Fox. There was a lot of fox themed stuff when I was growing up, and to me, I thought a raccoon was just a different colored fox. So I played a lot of Sly Cooper. Yeah, I played a lot of Sly Cooper. So to me, Sly Cooper was a fox, and it's just like they're cool, they're cute, fox.
I have a story for you for later about that. Funny.
Ooh.
So, what would you say drew you into the fandom? Like, why did you want to be a furry?
So for me, when I was a kid, I always had this image of me being, you know, an anthropomorphic animal of some flavor. I had this character in my head. It was Kit, my very first Sona ever. I always portrayed myself as that character when I was talking to friends, when we would do LARPing and stuff like that. However, I didn't find out about the furry fandom until I was like 11 or 12, and I finally got unbridled access to the internet. So for me, finding the furry fandom was just kind of like, oh, these are my people. So for me, I've always been a furry. Like, I don't have a defined date of, oh, I'm a furry. It was just like, oh, these are my people. And it started out with me looking up art and then finding various, uh, like chat rooms on Yahoo and stuff like that full of furries. So that's how my journey
Yeah,
started.
unsupervised access to the internet is very dangerous.
It is, even for adults.
What would you say being furry means to you? For a lot of people, myself included, it's just a hobby. It's not much of anything. For some people, it's a lifestyle. What is it
I'm
to you?
I would have to fall into the latter because for me, this is where I find my people. This is where I'm more comfortable with. Like when I go out into public, right, and I have to do things, I'm putting on a mask of being the person that I was named and born as. But when I'm at home in my comfy space, no, this is me. So for me, it's more of a lifestyle than it is just a hobby.
Yeah, at home, my husband doesn't call me Wolf.
Yeah, I get called anything but my legal name by people around me, and if I get called my legal name, I'm in trouble.
That's fair. That's fair. So you were talking about how you said 11 or 12
Mhm.
was probably about the time you found it. So how long do you think you've actually been furry if we're going back that far?
So if we're basing it off of like 11, 12 years old, then 20 years, give or take. But if we're going based off of, uh, when I started building my first Sona in my head without knowing that it was a Sona, I'd say probably like 7. So for a long, long time.
Didn't expect to get hit with math today, did you?
I did not. I did not.
Where would you say that you originated from? Were you born here?
Yes. I was born here in the US. I'm in the southern US, and this weather has been kicking my ass because I woke up this morning and it was 68 degrees. And it is winter time, just so you're aware.
Yeah, it was 80 degrees yesterday here. It's awful.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, see, it got up to, I think, 75, 76 yesterday here. It was, it was beautiful. It shouldn't be this warm this time of year.
No, and the rapid swings from the highs and the lows lately have been kind of ridiculous. Like I think it was like 70 and then it dropped down to like 30 at night and we're like, ugh, it's so gross.
Incredibly.
Would you say that furry has impacted your day-to-day routines throughout your personal or professional life?
Uh, yeah. So when I do work in public, and stuff like that, I don't shy away from the fact that I'm a furry. Like if people see my wallpaper background, on my wallpaper on my background on my phone, and they're like, "Are you a furry?" It's like, "Yeah," because it doesn't bother me. Um, and people do tend to treat me different. I've made a few people furries that way. Um, and my brother gives me shit all the time for being a furry, but he's just like, "Listen, I have no problem with furries. Furries are pretty cool. I know several that are pretty cool, but this one in particular, I have to fuck with because it's my brother."
My stuff is very if you know kind of thing. My wallpaper is very generic. There's just otters on it.
That's fair.
Okay, so how long would you say you've it took you to finally fall on this as your species?
Oh God, this I actually had to think about because when it come down to it, I wanted to be an Eevee so that way I could just flip flop between different evolutions at a whim.
Mm-hmm.
Controller, fix thyself, please. There we go. Um, but my other two favorite Pokemon of the Eevees were Flareon and Sylveon. Now, I knew that I wanted to be some flavor of Eevee right off the bat. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because don't get me wrong, I like Charizard and I like, Chikorita and so on and so forth and Typhlosion, but, um, you know, it was just like, no, Eevee flavored. So it took me it took me about a month to decide on an Umbreon, and then I was
Mm-hmm.
having a conversation with a friend trying to come up with a name, and uh we were joking around with British accents and stuff, and he said something about Pippin, and I'm like, Pip, or something along those lines. So,
You ever seen South Park? You're a Pip from South Park.
yes. Oh my God.
So, if you had to, if you had to give some words of encouragement or advice to people finding their way into the fandom for the first time, what would you say?
Don't think too hard about it. You're going to have good eggs or you're going to have bad eggs. You're going to have a lot of people trying to give you advice of which direction to go and how to avoid this, that, and the other. Listen to a bunch of people, put all the information that you're given together, and come to your own conclusions. Um, don't don't worry about it, and don't, for the love of Christ, if you become a furry and you enter the fandom, don't be like, oh, I gotta come out to my friends as a furry or to my family as a furry. It's not a sexuality. For most people, it's a hobby. You don't have to come out as a furry.
Yeah, nobody really needs. It's not that big a deal. It's not. So on that note, though, if they decide to get in, how should they go about finding who they are as a species?
For me, like I said earlier, I grew up with a lot of fox flavored things. So my very first Sona was a fox. Um, that eventually became a full, but that was before fulls were a thing. Hybrids weren't a thing back then. Anyway, that's besides the point. Take your time. There's no rush. Just find whatever you vibe with. And you don't have to stick to one species or one Sona at all. I mean, I've been several. I've been a bunny, Umbreon, otter, Avali. You do what you want to do, not what other people want to do. Take your time. If you like hippos, be a hippo. If you like giraffes, be a giraffe. If you like otters, be an otter. Your imagination is the limit. Take your time. Be you. Whatever draws you in and connects with you, there you go. You're adorable.
No. Well, I think that kind of concludes all of the questions.
Well, thank you very much, Wolf, for interviewing me for episode 1 of season 2. I really appreciate it. Now you can find him over at twitch.tv/Direcast and over on TikTok. It's just Direcast, right?
I think so.
Yeah, at Direcast. I'll leave links down in the description. Go check him out. Super adorable little bean. Super chill.
No.
Fun vibes. Yes.
No.
But until the next episode. Bye.